God, where do I even begin? You know the story already? The whole tragic thing about how I confessed to my husband. Liam, that's his name, by the way that I cheated. And he actually divorced me. Like, he just walked away. It was such an overreaction. And yeah, I got emotional. I started stalking him. But honestly, what woman doesn't get a little crazy when her soulmate dumps her? The part you missed, the absolute firestorm, that's the real tea. It's all about me fighting for the love that was rightfully mine, even if it meant a trip to actual jail. I'm Maya. I'm 36, and after the divorce, my world just spiraled. I saw Liam's life on Facebook with his new fiancée, Chloe, and they were doing great. Traveling, smiling the whole disgusting validation-seeking picture. I'm telling you, this Chloe bitch was everything I wasn't anymore, and it made me furious. I had already gone to his work, played the emotional manipulation card with a nice but stupid HR lady, and even stole his phone to check his messages. That got me a restraining order. It was so dumb. What if we accidentally ended up in the same Walmart? Do I get arrested then? But the order expired. And guess what? I couldn't stop myself. When I saw Liam and Chloe's ridiculously fast wedding planning splashed all over Facebook, I couldn't handle it. I posted on his page, saying how we were still in love and should give us another chance. I was the victim here, the one who was sorry and remorseful. But of course, Chloe went off on me, and everyone started attacking me in the comments. Liam's comment was the last straw. I guess it's time to update that restraining order. And of course, he did. Did I care? No. I just focused on my scorekeeping. I was still obsessed with Liam, and I knew deep down he belonged with me. I was determined to go to that wedding and say my piece, because true love is worth fighting for. Right. Liam never blocked me. On his business Facebook page, he's such an effort minimizer, so I could watch everything. All those old friends who had been my friends first. They all became friends with Liam after the divorce. They were talking about how crazy I was and how they wouldn't be surprised if I showed up. Some people are just so fake. How do you ditch me, the one who made the mistake, and side with the one who was too weak to forgive? It's classic double standards. Liam was always the too nice guy who avoided conflict, and I bet they just loved having him as a friend who'd never call them out. So I got to work. I'd been going crazy in the gym since the divorce, finding solace in working out. True story. You tell your listeners to focus on the gym, and it works. I knew I looked like my old, younger self that Liam fell in love with. He used to compliment my body all the time, saying he couldn't believe he was so lucky to have me. I missed that. No one makes me feel like a queen anymore. I needed him to see me and see what he'd been missing. I found out where the wedding was some filthy rich family member's property with 2 security gates. I just showed up, acted like I was late, and gave a completely fake name to the older woman at the door. I didn't even know I was that good at lying. Gaslighting expert. Much. I was sent right through, parked in the grass, and walked up to the back of the ceremony. I didn't really have a plan, just hope. I was sitting in the very back row, trying not to get caught. I saw Liam. He didn't even spot me. My heart was pounding, and I just wanted to run up, grab him, and say, "Honey, I love you. Let's run off." In my head, I swear, he would have said, "Yes, babe, I'm glad you came for me." We would have just left and been happy again. But I didn't have the courage right then. I waited until the climax. The pastor was cracking jokes. The bride was shaking a sign. If you ask me, that she knew in her soul it wasn't right to marry my ex-husband. He belongs to me. Liam then gave his vows, which were so thoughtful, just like he always was. He even made me cry because I envisioned myself in her place, with him saying those beautiful words to me. He had used our original wedding vows as inspiration, which meant he still loved me. See, then the pastor said it, "If anyone is against this marriage, yada yada, please say your piece or forever hold your peace." That was my cue. I immediately stood up. No one noticed at first, but I screamed his name. Liam. Then I yelled, "Baby, I love you. Don't do this. We belong together." The gasp was loud. Then you heard someone say, "It's her. She really came." I had clearly stolen the attention from the bride. That little bitch. She hiked up her dress and tried to come over. But one of her bridesmaids, some big woman, grabbed me from behind and choked me like a wrestler. I was screaming, "Get her off me!" And then someone yelled, "Call the police now." I was escorted out by the big lady and a few others, and we waited by the street for the police. Liam came up there, looking like a total victim. "She's trespassing. I have a restraining order? She's crazy. Arrest her. She's trying to hurt me. She's stalking me." When the police asked for my ID, I almost gave them a fake name, but I was too scared. I was arrested right there. I couldn't believe it was happening. But in my mind, I was doing the right thing. This is love. You don't stop fighting for love. But sitting in jail, after the initial adrenaline wore off, reality set in. I was warned I was facing 6 months. I ended up getting 3.5 months and having to pay fines. My dad got me a lawyer and is even pulling strings to erase the record. Thanks, Dad. It took more than one therapist to convince me to just let it go. They had to break it down for me. Just because I believe in soulmates doesn't mean everyone gets to be with theirs. That was a serious aha moment. Realizing I was being completely silly. Invalidating feelings works both ways. I guess if I could go back, I wouldn't change much. Honestly, well, I'd change the cheating, obviously. But as for getting him back, I just should have been less aggressive. Stealing his phone and popping up at his wedding was a bit much. I should have just DM'd him from another account when he was vulnerable. I guarantee that would have worked. He's a burnt-out romantic at his core. I would have caught him. I still stalk his Facebook, though I don't comment. They're moving to Phoenix soon, and I've decided I'm going to start fresh. I'm moving into a gorgeous, cheap loft apartment downtown, all thanks to a guy from work who bought me a whole setup for a new channel. I'm starting. He's really not my type. He's a gamer, but he's been so nice. Why not just give it a try? Right. I mean, he thinks I'll blow up simply because of my looks, which is total validation-seeking fuel. My plan. I'm going to tell my story as a wayward wife. I'm going to go live every night and freestyle, telling my truth. And I guarantee all those guys out there who claim they'll never get into a relationship again, they'll be trying to talk to me in my DMs because they'll see I'm a great woman who's learned from her mistakes. I'm going to be a wife again. I'm determined to get married live on my channel, and everyone will see that I truly am sorry and want to do right. I want to be led by God's word and make things right. But the truth I can't escape. The reversal of fortune that I'm facing is that the only reason I'm starting this channel is because I have nothing else. I'm using my past mistakes, my absolute emotional chaos, and my looks to build a brand. Identity loss is real. I'm not pursuing a life with someone. I'm chasing a life on camera. I'm not looking for love. I'm looking for attention and control. I am an unreliable narrator even to myself, claiming to want to be led by God's word while openly flirting with a new guy and still thinking about how to trick my ex-husband. I thought I was getting a fresh start, but my fresh start is just a performance built on the wreckage of my own toxic behavior. I will never know the genuine, simple happiness Liam found with Chloe. That easy, quiet life. Instead, I'll be sitting alone in a cheap, beautiful loft, staring into a camera lens every night, having to perform remorse for strangers just to feel seen. The fines, the jail time, the restraining order, they weren't the real punishment. The real punishment is that I now have to live the rest of my life on display, trying to monetize the very chaos I created, all because I never took accountability for what I did. I'll always be chasing the feeling I lost, but I'll only ever catch the empty echo of it through a screen.